You've been called the world's ugliest animal. Your face has travelled across the internet, printed on t-shirts, ridiculed in memes, and turned into the punchline of late-night jokes. A pink, melting caricature of sadness, a creature that looks like despair given flesh. But that image is a lie. It was taken after death, your body dragged from a world so deep that no human could stand the pressure for a single heartbeat. At 4,000 feet beneath the waves, pressure doesn't crush you. It shapes you. It keeps your body whole, soft yet strong in its own strange way. But when you are ripped from that depth, when the ocean's invisible hand is gone, everything collapses. What was once perfect becomes distorted. You were never ugly. You were simply built for a kingdom that sunlight will never touch. The tragedy is that humans only saw you when you were already gone, your body undone by physics, your truth lost in laughter. You are the blobfish, and you never asked to be seen. Miles beneath the surface, sunlight dies. The water thickens into darkness, pressing down with the weight of mountains. Here, in the Hadal zone, existence moves at the pace of erosion. Sound becomes memory, colour becomes myth. The temperature hovers just above freezing, and every motion is a negotiation with exhaustion. You, the blobfish, live here, not as a swimmer, but as a drifter. There is no need for haste. There is nowhere to go. The ocean floor is your sky, the cold silt your clouds. Each breath is a calculation, each flick of your fins an act of economy. Bones would break under this weight, so you have none worth mentioning. Your body is soft, almost shapeless, yet perfectly tuned to its invisible cage. Up above, life is frantic, burning fast and bright. Down here, it endures by surrender. You're not slow because you are weak. You're slow because time itself slows to survive. In this eternal twilight, you are unseen, unjudged, and whole, a silent witness to the patience of evolution. You have no swim bladder, no internal balloon to keep you aloft like other fish. Such a thing would burst instantly under the crushing weight of 4,000 feet of sea. Instead, nature gave you something gentler, a body made of jelly, lighter than the water around you. It is your quiet genius, a perfect equilibrium between sinking and floating. You don't hunt, you wait. Food comes to you as if drawn by fate. Fragments of life drifting from above, a crustacean leg, a worm, the leftovers of some distant battle. You open your mouth and let gravity do the rest. Each meal is accidental, each survival a small miracle of patience. Your flesh, though mocked, is a triumph of efficiency. Every cell is a compromise with pressure, every organ built not for beauty but for balance. Humans call it grotesque, but the deep calls it wisdom. Up there, life fights for dominance. Down here, survival is surrender, and surrender you've mastered. At depths where light cannot dream of entering, the pressure is beyond imagination, more than 100 times that of the surface. Steel would crumple like paper. Yet your body, soft as jelly, endures with serene defiance. You're not armoured against the deep. You're dissolved into it. The very fluidity of your form is your strength. Your organs contain no air, no empty spaces that might betray you. You bend, you yield, you survive. Each heartbeat is a whisper against collapse. You are the embodiment of a paradox, fragile yet invincible in your proper realm. But the abyss is no longer safe. When the metal jaws of a trawling net descend, they scoop up everything without mercy. You are dragged upward, ripped from your cathedral of pressure. The change is violent, instant. Your body, once in perfect harmony, begins to tear itself apart. The creature that surfaces is not you, just your echo, undone by physics and curiosity. In the darkness, you are flawless. In the light, you fall apart. The ascent is your unmaking. As the net rises through thinning water, your body begins to betray you. The molecules that once held you together start to expand. Your tissues loosen, your form distorts. The invisible architecture that pressure maintained dissolves into chaos. By the time you breach the surface, your body, once sculpted by the deep, has melted into a pink, trembling mass. The humans stare. Cameras flash. They do not see a creature dying from decompression. They see something to laugh at. A photograph captures your final seconds, frozen in distortion, and soon the image travels the world. No one explains that you were perfect before they found you. No one mentions that your collapse was a physical inevitability. You become a caricature, a spectacle, stripped of context. The world sees ugliness where there was once adaptation. You were built for darkness, not air, and when that darkness was taken from you, your beauty vanished with it. On the internet, your face becomes legend, the world's ugliest animal. You're printed on mugs, memes, and plush toys. People laugh at the droop of your mouth, the melting sag of your flesh, the eyes that seem to mourn existence itself. They never realize that what they are laughing at is a corpse, reshaped by a world you were never meant to touch. In life, beneath the pressure that gives you form, you are not grotesque. You are smooth, streamlined, almost elegant, a creature perfectly engineered for invisibility. You do not frighten, you do not amuse, you simply exist. But humans fear what they do not understand, and mock what they fear. They label you lazy, pathetic, a symbol of failure. Yet deep-sea biology is not tragedy. It is equilibrium. You are not emotion, but adaptation. Not sadness, but survival. If the deep could speak, it would defend you. It would whisper that you were flawless until curiosity dragged you into air. The real deformity was not yours. It was the world that demanded you live outside your design. You were never hunted, yet you die by the thousands. Not because humans seek you, but because they seek everything else. Their trawl nets stretch wide as cities, scraping the seafloor in blind hunger for cod, crab, and lobster. You are caught in the crossfire, collateral in a war you never joined. Your gelatinous body offers no resistance. The net closes, the world above hauls you upward, and another life ends unseen. You become what biologists call bycatch, a word so cold it hides the violence within it. Each drag of the net tears the seafloor apart. Corals snap, sediments rise like smoke, and entire ecosystems collapse under invisible storms. When the dust settles, your home is thinner, emptier, quieter. The ocean forgets faster than it heals. You're not the tragedy of beauty lost. You're the tragedy of indifference, a reminder that extinction often begins in silence, far below the reach of light or conscience. Your world is a cathedral of stillness. The seafloor is a plain of silt and broken coral, lit only by the faint shimmer of bioluminescence from creatures that make their own light. Your neighbours are survivors of extremity, anglerfish with lamps dangling from their foreheads, shrimp that sense heat instead of colour, worms that feast on bones that fall from above. Among them, you are a monk of the abyss. You do not chase, you do not flee. You wait motionless, an island of patience in an ocean of hunger. Predators ignore you. Your body is mostly water, tasteless and unprofitable. Your defence is simplicity itself. You're not worth the effort. You move only when you must, conserving every fraction of energy in a realm where food is measured in centuries, not days. In your stillness lies a kind of mastery. You have achieved what most creatures never will, complete harmony with your environment. You belong to the deep as breath belongs to air. Down here, time forgets to move. The cold slows your metabolism to a crawl, and the concept of hurry does not exist. You drift between centuries-old corals, through forests of sponges that never bloom. You see no seasons, hear no birds, feel no sun. Your senses are tuned to absence, vibrations, not sound, chemical traces, not sight. You do not recognize faces because the deep does not offer any to recognize. Companionship in human terms would be meaningless here. What you know is proximity, the faint awareness that something once passed nearby and may again one day. To humans, such existence would feel like despair, but to you it is peace, the kind born from perfect adaptation. You do not long for warmth or light. You are complete within the void. You're not lonely because you cannot imagine another life. The abyss is your pulse, and silence is your heartbeat. Ironically, the world only noticed you through destruction. You spent millions of years thriving unseen, and yet a single photograph, taken in death, defined your entire existence in the human mind. The image of your collapsed body became a mirror, reflecting not who you are, but what people project. Discomfort, pity, mockery. They called you ugly, but what they saw was themselves, distorted by their own pressure, the social kind, not the oceanic. The deeper truth is cruelly poetic. You are perfect in your own element, but when forced into theirs, you disintegrated. The tragedy is not yours alone, it's universal. Everything living becomes grotesque when torn from its natural balance. You never asked to symbolize sadness, yet you became its face. The saddest fish in the sea, crowned by misunderstanding. But perhaps that's what makes your story resonate. It reveals the fragility hidden in every adaptation. The world mocked what it should have revered, the art of survival without resistance. Centuries from now, when the memes are dust and the oceans quieter than ever, your face will still linger in archives, a relic of human arrogance and curiosity. But maybe by then, people will understand that what they laughed at wasn't deformity, but devotion. The devotion of a body perfectly shaped by its home. You're not a mistake of evolution. You are its quiet triumph, proof that softness can outlast steel, that yielding can be strength. You thrived where others would collapse, and you perished only when pulled into the wrong world. Mockery fades, adaptation endures. You are the deep ocean's reminder that beauty is relative, and survival itself is sacred. You never sought fame, nor pity, nor light, only existence. And in that still, crushing dark where no eyes can see you, you remain eternal, whole again, untouched by laughter, drifting in silence exactly as nature intended.